Hello, in this example we're going to look at a piecewise function, and this is a function that is defined differently over different intervals of the domain. However, we'll notice that the domain is defined in one and only one way for each piece of the function. So for example, we say that we read this function f of x to mean that when x is a number less than 0, we substitute in our value of x into the piece that says 1/2 times x plus 4. We say that when x is a number greater than or equal to 0 but less than 2, the y value will be found by using y equals 4. However, when we substitute in a value of x that's greater than or equal to 2, we substitute in that value into this piece that says take x, subtract 2, then square the result. So, as an example of this, let's say we were told to evaluate f of x at f of negative 4. Well, we note that negative 4 is a number that is less than 0, so f of negative 4 can only be evaluated in one way, by substituting it into the piece of the function that says take 1/2 times x and adding 4. In this case, that is the same thing as negative 2 plus 4, or just positive 2. In B, we're told to evaluate f of 2. So now we go up here and we notice that there are two places where the function is defined that have 2 in them. However, only one piece includes 2 in the set, and that's this last bit down here at the bottom. So this says evaluate f of 2 by substituting it into the piece that says take x, subtract 2 from it, square the result. In this case, the result is 0. f of 1 is the value of x that falls into the interval between 0 and 2, and f of 1 can have only one value, and that's 4 in this case. Our last example right here says let's evaluate f of t plus 2. Well, now we have to be specific, and in this case we're telling you that we want values of t that are less than 2. Well, remembering that we're saying that x is being replaced with t plus 2, we need to find out where this t plus 2 is going to fit. Well, if x is less than 0, then t plus 2 must also be less than 0, and that means that t would have to be less than negative 2. Well, sure enough, we're told that t must be less than negative 2, so what we really mean here is that we want to use this top piece right up here where x is less than 0, because when x is less than 0, t is less than negative 2. So that's where we're going to substitute in. f of t plus 2 is going to equal 1/2 times the quantity t plus 2 plus 4. Rewriting that a little bit gives us 1/2 t plus 1 plus 4, which is to say 1/2 t plus 5. So evaluating a piecewise function simply means that we have to make sure that we know which piece of the domain we're dealing with before we substitute into our function. This is the method that we wanted to use, and so we're done.